You've yet to see a developer for an MMO not over nerf some class or mechanic to the point where they become mediocre. So let me show you something, Striker. Let me show you something real quick. So if you go to, is this the dev corner? Yes. 10.4 balance changes. So we can look at this little blog thing. Thunder is getting knocked down by 1.5 kilometers. Is it going to kill the ship? No, but it's a nerf. Stalingrad's getting knocked down by 5 seconds. I think this is actually appropriate. The Moskva now has a longer radar, and the Moskva is similar to the Stalin, although it has less health, less armor, and smaller guns. Stalin has more health, more armor, and bigger guns, which means the Moskva has, you know, the longer consumable of the two, so it kind of stands out for that reason. Differentiates the ship a little more. Flint's getting nudged up a bit. We'll give it a little more range and see what happens. Z-52's getting nudged a little bit. Jutland's being nudged a little bit. They've started doing this probably about a year to a year and a half ago, because I guess they nerfed the Yu Yang, and they nerfed it into oblivion. Like, people used to love the ship, and then suddenly just wham, that thing got fucked in half, and people were just like, oh, I can't play this now. So they did actually alter, and that's been a thing that they've done for the past, I believe, year. You do this for a living, Wisconsin. This is my field. I understand, bruh. I am very interested in game design and have been for many, many years. Depends on what state of the CV reticle you're commenting on in the past. But originally, it could have been the double A-bomb nuke. Later on, sure. At the moment, it's pretty doable. I mean, the tier 10 rockets do hurt. I mean, we actually saw in that match, the match before this one, there was that Gearing or whatever that's like, fuck you, CV, you didn't support me. I mean, he got shot by Midway twice, lost probably about 6,000 health. But in an exchange between a Holland with like 16 and a Gearing with 19, that 6,000 health was really important. That being said, if you go back to the older version of the rocket reticles, that 6k health is more like 10 to 12. That 10 to 12 is even more noticeable. So, I mean, the rocket nerf, I believe, was needed. It's frustrating, but the Hakuryu just, it's not a strength of the Hakuryu. The Midway and the Immelman have anti-DD tendencies. The Audacious, kind of. Then others just don't. Which is okay. It's just frustrating. Play the Immelman. Play the Immelman. I'll remind you how the literally screwed the BBs with the massive rudder shift nerf. Well, because Battleship players learned how to use the WSD hack. I don't know when that was. I'm assuming that was more than a year ago, because Wargaming literally said, we have done this in the past, we're trying not to do it in the future, we're embracing a different philosophy, and we're using that philosophy now. If you actually want to, hear it, let me hop out of this real quick. Let me see if I can do this. Bogsy time. What was his name? Sub-Octavian? Octavie? I don't know. Said most of it, right? Bogsy time. Sub? Fuck. I don't know, where would it be? I don't think it's on his YouTube channel. So how about this? Bogsy time. Pod. No. Why don't we just look at Bogsy's Twitch screen? Bogsy time? Because I'm pretty sure it would be there. In the About section.
Whoa. My mic's...
Yeah, that's an old thing. Holy God, there's so much. Here we go. This is what I want. This is episode 43 of the little podcasty thing. And they had Sub-Octavian come on, and they were talking to him about some stuff. And they did actually talk about the Sledgehammer versus the Chisel thing. Don't you think they should have nerfed the damage instead of the accuracy on rockets? I think it'd be much less frustrating. I also don't play the Audacious anymore since it got nerfed twice in a row. Yeah, the Audacious, its rockets were its strength. The carpet bombs were the gimmick, but the rockets were its strength. After his lies he stated on Zoop's interview. Well, I don't know what the hell that's referencing, so sorry, dude. I'm just saying that as a company, they made a shift. They shifted from one way, like, we'll just change it, we'll do this, to more of a maneuvering it into place kind of gig. And that was verified either in that podcast or in something else. 1 year after the game was released, live from beta. Well, 1 year after the game's released was like 4 to 6 years ago or something. So I mean, it's been a long time since then.